Let's recap exactly what we've learned throughout this course and in this section. Keep in mind, this section is our main section talking about all of the various concepts of Kanban. And in the next section, we're going to be going over the complete course conclusion as well as next steps that you can take after this course. First off, we covered when to use Kanban boards and when not to. We talked about some of the use cases and just when you should avoid using them in general. We also talked about best practices that you should exercise when you're actually using a board, whether you're using a board by yourself or you're using a board with a team. Keep in mind, it becomes especially important to implement these best practices when you have a team, and your team should understand all of the best practices that you want to implement for your specific board. After that, we talked about how you can build out a very simple physical Kanban board. You can use really anything as your board, from a piece of paper to a whiteboard to any sort of board. And you can use anything on that Kanban board in order to track your tasks, from sticky notes to anything magnetic to really whatever you're able to use. Make use of what you have in order to build out your Kanban board. As I showed in this section, this was the Kanban board that we made. We had our to do, our in progress with the work in progress limit, and we had our done section here. You can see this is a very simple Kanban board with a bunch of different things on it. Right now, it's kind of mismatched to what it looked like earlier, but you can see here we have our different magnets that we can customize. We have our different tasks, we have our columns, and it's relatively simple. This really, the finished product only took me about 10 minutes to create the whole thing, to write everything down. This is just an overview of kind of what we did. I know it's very, very messy right now, but you can see when we're going through our different columns, we can add different types of colors, we can add different types of people's tasks, and overall the video on creating the simple physical Kanban board. If you're going to create a Kanban board, I highly recommend you watch that video, you watch it whenever you need, and you get some of these things. Really, again, all you need is a whiteboard. You can use sticky notes, you can use magnets, you can use really whatever you want in order to build a board for you and for your team that works best for your specific situation. We also talked about common Kanban board mistakes as well as how you can avoid them. Very similar to our Kanban board best practices, if you're working with a team that's going to be modifying your board, you need to make them aware of common Kanban mistakes that they should avoid, as well as how they can avoid them. From there, we talked about how to build a digital Kanban board through both Trello and Asana. Keep in mind that if you haven't built your board out already, go back, rewatch those videos, build out your board if you're looking to build a digital or a virtual board. And if you're looking to learn more about both Trello and Asana, you should sign up for our Trello and Asana course or our general project management tools course. That way you can learn all about those different tools and how you can implement them from beyond just a Kanban board perspective. Finally, the last thing that I showed you throughout this section was a real world example of a Trello board for my own business that we use for social media management. Overall, there's a wide variety of ways that you can use Kanban boards. And if you haven't already, I encourage you to either make a physical Kanban board like the one that I showed you in the physical Kanban board video, or create a digital Kanban board like the one that I showed either through the Trello or the Asana video. In the next video, we're going to be officially concluding this entire course in section 3, and I'm going to be giving you some next steps and next suggestions on where you can go from here.